Home, our 263rd and 264th rescued moon bears to the sanctuary. Sarah and Amy and Chian have just travelled an extraordinarily long distance, 1,600 kilometres, to get all the way from Binh Duong province, which is in southern Vietnam, to us up here north of Hanoi. So you can see right behind me that the team are just beginning to unload Bonnie and Clyde. Now, despite their names, Bonnie and Clyde, these two bears have done nothing wrong. In fact, the opposite is true. They've had so much robbed from them. Really, they're the innocent victims in the illegal bear bile trade here in Vietnam. We know that Bonnie has been on the farm since at least 2005. We know that Clyde was transferred to this farm sometime around 2012 and has been there ever since. A little bit of noise as the team is moving the metalwork around and preparing to roll the cages down and off the truck. So in a moment what you're going to see is the team will roll first Clyde, who is at the very back of the truck there, off and into our quarantine area. And then Bonnie will go shortly after him. Our team have been incredibly busy today preparing for these two bears to arrive. So specialised quarantine facilities where Bonnie and Clyde will spend the next 30 days. And that's to make sure that they don't have any diseases or illnesses that our veterinary team need to check or treat before they're integrated out into our sanctuary population. By the way, with the arrival of Bonnie and Clyde, it officially brings us to 200 bears at the Vietnam Bear Rescue Centre, and we are officially full. So it looks like if we go a little bit closer, you can see that Chian is offering something quite sweet, probably honey, to Clyde there, just to keep him nice and calm. This is very stressful for the bears, make no mistake. Although they are infinitely better off with us here at the sanctuary, all they've known for the last 10, 15 or 20 years is their life on the farm. And as horrendous as that was, at least that became their normal. So right now, it is a lot of newness going on for these two precious bears. You can see the team, our team of experts, are gathered around to get them set up. Anybody that's wearing blue is in our quarantine scrubs or our quarantine clothing, so that they can take that off and then go back out to work with the rest of the bears a little later on. And then of course our rescue team is all in black. I really wish that all of you at home were here to feel the emotion when bears roll through the sanctuary gates. There is nothing like it. That feeling of knowing that these bears are finally home, where they're going to be seen as individuals, respected. They're going to get world-class veterinary care and world-class behavioural husbandry management. And finally, for the first time in their lives, Bonnie and Clyde will be seen as individuals, not as machines, not as producers of bear bile, but as richly unique individuals that should be loved and respected as such. It's a really big day. Let's go a little closer and we can watch Clyde be unloaded from the truck. So you can see the team are going nice and slow and steady, making sure that everything is at Clyde's pace, making sure that he's calm and as confident and comfortable as possible. He's going to need a fair bit of veterinary care. Our team from the initial health check on the farm know that he has dental issues, so likely he's going to need to come in and see our senior veterinary surgeon Sean for root canal therapy. Oh, sweet boy. This is head swaying behaviour. This is a behaviour that has come from the farm itself. In his most desperate moments, the only way Clyde knew how to cope was by stereotypic behaviours, these head swaying behaviours, these rocking back and forth. He's under a little bit of stress right now. Our associate veterinary surgeon Rach is with him, calming him down with some honey. He will be okay and he will settle in. Our team are the best at what they do, and I know that we'll be able to earn these bears' trust back.
we have rescued in Bình Dương for the long time. So this is, the first time in a very
Yeah,
long
exactly. So we're very, very we're fortunate to have been able to get another 2 bears out of that province. One day that province will be bear bile farm free. It looks like here comes Bonnie. So similar to Clyde, it looks like Bonnie is going to need quite a lot of veterinary work. We know that she has a really large mass in her gallbladder. We don't know what it is yet, but our veterinary team, once they're able to bring her into the hospital, will be able to really investigate that and work up a treatment plan. She is missing one of her right hind legs. I believe her right hind leg is a stump. More than likely, she was snare trapped from the wild. In Vietnam, there's no records, none at all, of bears having been successfully bred on farms. So of the 300 bears that we know are on farms right now, all of them were trapped from the wild. And that's likely where Bonnie came from. Beyond her gallbladder and the stump, she also has hyperkeratosis on her paw pads. So that's a real thickening of the paw pad. In fact, I've seen some of the footage. She's got a terribly large horn growing out of one of her paw pads, and basically what that is from not having stood on solid ground. These bears for decades have stood on the bars of their farm cages, never leaving them. So come around here so that you can see what's happening. Looks like the team are again distracting Bonnie with something sweet, probably honey. They're going to be cutting the wire that secured her cage and kept it secure on the truck, and then they'll roll her forward and down on the lift and into quarantine. What an amazing, amazing day. And so incredibly meaningful, because we now bring our sanctuary to 200 bears, which is our official full capacity. And it means now more than ever, our second sanctuary, which is just about to officially open down in central Vietnam in Bac Ma An National Park, is exceptionally important. It's the key piece of the puzzle in ending the illegal bear bile trade here in Vietnam. That sanctuary is built for 300 bears, and I said earlier there are around 300 bears left on farms across Vietnam. So that sanctuary will become home to every last bear on the farms. Here comes Bonnie.
Oh, that is Bonnie.
So Bark, one of our supervisors, come a little closer. Bark, one of our supervisors, is just distracting her again. Oh, she's got a precious face. There she goes. So now the team will gently roll her into quarantine, where she'll spend the next 30 days. She'll have specialised care, both in terms of veterinary care and behavioural husbandry. She'll have a tailored enrichment program. It's all about getting her used to being a bear again, to be frank. So quite simple behaviours that she's been denied so long, things like problem solving, foraging, anything like that. The farms really amount to sensory deprivation, and so our enrichment programs start to redress that. One of the key things our team do while the bears are in quarantine is start to earn their trust back. Make no mistake, these bears for their whole life have been taught that we as a species are someone to fear, and so our team really have their work cut out for them in terms of earning the bears' trust again. But I know they'll do it. Actually, let me call over our senior bear team manager, Sarah. Sarah, come on over. How are you? Welcome back.
Hi, thanks.
How are you going?
Yeah.
You tired?
A little bit tired.
Yeah. Tell us about the journey. How were Bonnie and Clyde? I mean, you will know them better than anyone now, right?
Yeah, for the most part, they were quite good. Obviously, it's a really, really long trip. So they did definitely change, and I think one of the things for me that was really reinforcing on the trip was remembering how much bears change after we rescued them, right? So on the farm when we saw them, they were super calm, really excited and happy and just grateful for any kindness that they were given. And then once we got on the road, they would take any food we gave them, and then they started to realize, okay, the food's going to keep coming, and now I can be picky. Now I don't want this, and now I want to do this instead. And now I'm feeling uncomfortable, and I can show you that I'm feeling uncomfortable by huffing at you or by being stereotypic. And so it's something that you can easily forget, because we get the bears into TA, our quarantine area, and then we start working with them, but just the amount that they change over the first few weeks and months is incredible. Yeah.
It's absolutely amazing that they're finally being seen as individuals, right? And they're finally able to express themselves as such. So tell us a little bit about them as individuals, as personalities.
So I think Bonnie's going to be a little sasspot.
Oh, great.
She's really funny. She likes to sit up the back of her cage like this, you know, posing with her belly out. She likes pumpkin, so whenever we'd give her food, she immediately, no matter what else is going on, start picking up the bits of pumpkin, which, you know, for anyone that knows our bears here, pumpkin is not a favourite food.
Pumpkin is a controversial choice for a bear, that must be said.
Yeah, she loves eating her banana leaves, but she also likes to destroy them, which actually made cleaning her a little bit challenging. And even this morning, Chien was trying to hook out one of the banana leaves, and she was like, and she just sat further on it so that he couldn't get it. So she's a bear who knows what she wants. Clyde is, absolutely a real water baby. He loves the water. He loves showers. He loves drinking. It's almost impossible to keep him with a full bowl of water, because as soon as you give him one, his paw goes straight in it.
Wow.
And he loves his food. He's a little bit sore, so he struggled a little bit to sort of eat well So he ate really well the first few days, so we thought, oh, this is going to be great, so easy. And then when he realised that the food was going to keep coming and coming and coming, that's when he said, actually, guys, I'm a little bit sore and I don't really want to eat now. He also got a sore tummy, so from the change in diet, and so we had one day that we were quite concerned about him because he wouldn't eat anything. He was doing a lot of diarrhea, and he was really quiet and drooly, and so we thought he's probably feeling quite nauseous. But then the following day he was back to his bright self and eating, and we could see when he was eating, he was being really careful and eating from the front and not the back. And then this morning he did a big yawn straight in my face, and I could see a big red spot in his mouth, so I think he's maybe got like a sore or an ulcer from finally getting to chew and things.
Poor kid.
So yeah.
So how do you feel overall? What is your, you know, you've got such rich experience after years and years and years of rehabilitating these bears. You've seen so many come through the sanctuary, come into quarantine, and then out into our bear houses. What are you thinking about Bonnie and Clyde? Do you feel...
So far I feel quite positive.
Great.
Yeah, I don't think they're anywhere near as psychologically damaged as bears like Dawn and Twilight. I think they're going to have a few struggles along the way, because they all do, but I think I can already see groups where they might slot in, and I'm like, oh, we could put them here. So yeah, I think they're going to be just fine.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Thanks, Sarah. Welcome back.
Thank
Welcome
you.
back. Good job.
Thanks, everyone.
All right, everyone. Look, thank you so much. We are going to make sure that we keep you updated every step of the way, so that you always know where Bonnie and Clyde are in their rehabilitation process. Won't be the last you see of Sarah, that's for sure. I know that she'll pop back and make sure that she gives you updates every step of their journey. But for now, please join us. Share this live stream. Talk to your friends and family about Animals Asia. Make sure that you join up on all of our socials, animalsasia.org, Facebook, Instagram. I think we even have a TikTok account. Please join us. We need you more than ever. We're about to end bear bile farming as the Vietnamese government's official partner in the end of this illegal wildlife trade, and we're about to make history. But make no mistake, this is a very expensive undertaking. Any support you can give us, every dollar, every pound, every rand counts. Join us, be part of history, and thank you from the bottom of all of our hearts, and thank you from Bonnie and Clyde as well. You won them their freedom.